Sorry I'm late, sorry I'm late. Happy Wednesday! For those of you who are new here, this is what we normally do on Wednesday. Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody, welcome back, good morning. Right as soon as I turned the camera on, my nose got itchy. Good morning, hi, hey, hello. For those of you who are new here, hello. I'm Laura. No, you're not Laura, you're Thunder. Go lie down, go on. I'm trying to do my intro. Go, lie down, go on, you can't have this. For those of you who are new here, I'm Laura. We get together every Wednesday, we hang out, we talk about handmade stuff and animals and plants and food and babies and crochet and natural dye and mending. We do all the kind of handmade stuff, chats, and also just general life chats. Sometimes we get a little political. I try not to, but what can you do? But for the most part, it's just a nice chill place to hang out, work on your project, whatever you're working on, or just to get your day started. So for me, I'm getting my day started today with red rose, orange pekoe tea with a little bit of oat milk, and I also have a marshmallow in there because I'm extra. And I'm going to hold it up to the mic and see if you can hear. Can you hear the marshmallow melting? It makes this sort of melty noise. In addition to that lovely tea, I have a slice of my mom's orange cranberry, no, white chocolate orange cranberry cake. I mean, it's like her cranberry orange loaf is what it normally is, but she added white chocolate and put it in a cake pan, so it's like her cranberry orange loaf in a cake pan with white chocolate. So now it's called a white chocolate cranberry orange cake, but it's kind of more of like it's like a tea cake. It's not too sweet. There's like a little bit of a glaze on top because the loaf itself isn't too sweet, but it's very yummy. Just thought I'd let you know. Oh, I'll show you it up close so you can see how tasty. Okay. Hey, Slam, sorry. I fixed it. Okay, so let's see who's in here this morning so I can say good morning. Good morning, Frida. The ring came in the mail and Alex loves it. So you opened it on New Year's Eve. So thank you for that. For those of you that didn't know, I purchased a ring from Frida. Frida does like beautiful silver jewelry. And I got Alex a ring, and she made it. And it was beautiful. And so now we both have an engagement ring, pretty much. It's a really nice, it could be a wedding band, honestly. It's like the correct dimensions to be a wedding band, but I wanted Alex to have a ring before, because he gave me a ring before, and he likes jewelry, so I thought it would be a good Christmas gift this year. But it came after Christmas, it came on New Year's, but that's okay because Alex is Russian and we do New Year's as a big celebration, like family-wise, so it all worked out. Jessica, good morning, nice to see you. Hey Wilma, good morning. And who else is here? Dina's here. Hello, good morning, Dina. And Jessica, did I say hi, Jessica? Yeah, I did already. Hi, Jessica. Granny D's here. Hey, Granny D. And Saeem, and I thought I saw Firdaus is in here. There you are. Firdaus is in here and Saeem is in here as well. Am I saying that right, Saeem? I don't want to mispronounce it. I like learning the ways to pronounce things. Sometimes I am totally off. So if I'm totally off, you'd let me know. Friends, for those of you who are in here, don't forget to click the like button on the video because it's free and it takes you like all of 1 second, but it makes a huge difference for me and for the channel. So you can see on the screen, I didn't pick up my yarn for this yet. Not on the screen, on the title for today, my title is, I'm gonna mend a sweater while I have our morning stuff. So it's one of the first sweaters I ever made. I think it's the second sweater I made. I made Alex his gray and white, like it's a nice sweater and it's got a pattern. Then I was like, now I can make them on my own with no pattern. So this is the first time I tried making a sweater with no help from any like online sources. And it's been sitting in a closet for like a year, but we live out in the country now, and when I pulled it out, it had holes in it, and I don't know, I thought moths eat natural fiber, so, and also it was folded, so I don't know I don't know, Frida, I really don't know. And then like part of me is like, is it because it went in the wash, and is this an area where there was a tie and the tie came undone? Maybe. but I also really don't know. So I'm gonna mend it, and I haven't exactly figured out how yet. Where's the other piece? I haven't figured out how I'm gonna mend it yet. I don't know how to mend knitwear, so it's not like something I've got in my repertoire. I figured I would just figure it out as I go. One of my plans was to do some embroidery and make these holes intentional. So like to do some embroidery around the hole in order to keep it from going any further, but allow it to become kind of part of the garment, you know, Kanye style. So bizarre though. It's like separated from the rib stitch from the sweater piece. Seems so weird. And the weird thing too is it's only on one side of the sweater. Isn't that strange? So I figure, what side is it on actually? Is this a symmetrical? I think this is the front. So it's only holes on the back. So I could do something to try and make it seem fashionable, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. Can I post some pics on Insta now? Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely post them. Definitely. It could be moths too, other tiny critters that might take a bite. I mean, maybe. Oh, moths eat everything? Could be a mouse. Yeah, but you'd think that if it was a mouse, they wouldn't just take a bite. They would either take some fiber or make a nest in the sweater, you know? It doesn't seem like a mouse would, like there was no benefit to have just taken a bite in those 3 locations. It's not like that, they didn't take any fiber. So I don't know, mice, I can see them destroying things, but with the intention of collecting them for themselves for warmth or for eating, and this was neither. It was not eaten, not by a large creature anyway, like not by something big enough like that. It would have to, I think it would have had to have been a moth. Or something like a bug, some kind of bug, but I don't know what, because nothing else has been damaged. None of our wool sweaters were damaged, which makes me think it wouldn't be a moth, because if you had the choice between eating plastic and eating protein, you'd pick protein, you'd think, right? Saeem, my name's Laura. It's 6 a.m. in Pakistan, so it's not good morning. Well, it's good morning if it's 6 a.m., isn't it? Or is it 6 p.m., so it's good evening? 6 a.m. is morning. Let's see. Oh, I didn't know that, Wilma. I'm like Laura, I thought they ate only wool. Good to know. I forget everything. I just never knew that. Well then, good evening, Saeem. Okay, so while I'm figuring out what I want to do for mending, I don't know if I should, what do you guys think? Embroidery? Oh, it's really 2:10 in the afternoon. Well, good afternoon, Wilma. Should I do embroidery, like, with yarn, not with embroidery floss, but like, should I mend it visibly or should I try and mend it invisibly? Both are possible. Maybe I should try invisible first, and then if it fails, go for visible? That sounds like a grown-up way to figure out this problem. I don't even understand how it came apart in some of these spots. Okay, so if I can pull that under there. Like I could maybe just tie knots in a few places and it might hide. Or it might be at least sort of hidden. I'm gonna try that first. I have a small hole that I think it'll manage if I just tie it. I can always add embroidery anyway. Embroidery is an awesome way to upgrade your clothes if you're bored with what you're wearing but you don't want to buy new clothes. Do some embroidery or some visible mending. Like if you're going to throw out a pair of jeans, cut a hole in them and then fix the hole. Now you've got a new pair of jeans with some cool embroidery, don't you think? Okay, is this the inside or the outside of the sweater? That's the other thing. I don't know. I guess I can check my seam. What? Okay, good. This is the inside. Good to know. And let's see, where did you learn that? I didn't. I don't know what I'm doing. Crochet I learned from a few different places. I learned from my sister. I learned from the internet. Where else did I learn to crochet? I don't know. I feel like I was inspired to learn it by my grandma, but I don't think that she taught me because I think I was too young. I learned knitting from her though. As far as mending knitwear goes though, I have zero information about that. I am not at all knowing what I'm doing right now. I made a very sturdy dog quilt of all the broken jeans I saved over the years. That's fun. That is a good sturdy fabric. Ooh, that must be cute. Is it like patchwork? Like a patchwork quilt? Or did you just like sew scrap pieces together at random seams? I've done that before, and then you just cut the weird shaped piece of fabric out at the end. As long as you keep it flat, it's all good. It's kind of fun. I don't know if this hole's a little large. I don't know if I can close it up the way that I closed the little one on the arm. Okay, let's check out the other holes. That one's, okay, they're all kind of actually really big. I might need extra yarn to fix it. It's too long, it's thin, it's in long 2-inch strips. Oh cool, that's fun. I learned to knit at age 9 when I was in 4-H club. I must have been 8 or 9 when I first learned to knit. I'm pretty sure that's true. My grandma passed away when I was 9, so I had to have learned it before I was 9 because she taught me, so that's how I know. Diagonally quilted to match the diagonal weave on the jeans. Ooh, smart. That's probably cute. Can you post a picture of it? If you still have it. I want to see it. I love looking at quilts. Sometimes I like think I want to make a quilt and then I'll cut out all the fabric because that's the first step, and then I won't want to do anything after that on making a quilt. Don't know if that's a common feeling, but I don't know why. Same with like finishing a quilt. I'll be excited to make the quilt top, like to do the actual sewing of the quilt, and then when it comes to quilting it, like doing the final binding and like putting the, what's it called? The thick layer, the cotton quilty batting layer, you know? But putting that in, I'll just like leave the quilt unfinished for months. Not ideal. Maybe I can fix this one the same way, or at least a similar way. It's kind of holding together. I think I can do this. So what's everyone else up to? I have this sweater to mend because I want to wear it again because I really like this sweater. It's so comfy. I got one of those Karen 1 pound things, this big skeins, and I used it to make this, and it was like the perfect amount. Well, it was a little bit short, which is why my sleeves on this little pullover are like 3/4 length. It was because they were just a little bit too short. But that's alright. Still comfy. Plus, I usually push up my sleeves when I'm doing stuff anyway, so 3/4 length is a pretty good fit for me. Good morning, Katina. How you doing this morning? Taking a pic now. Millicent likes it. Good, I'm glad Millicent likes it. Okay, you know what might be easier, Laura? Fixing this crochet? Maybe use a crochet hook. You're a genius. Easier than trying to use just my hands to do this. Okay, so then that gets pulled through. I mean, it's like kind of reverse backwards crochet. Still doing loopy things, but I have no idea how it's going to fit back together. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I have that Fleetwood Mac song in my head that's all over the internet right now, and I don't know how to get it out of my head. Is your lizard still alive? No, Jessica, he passed away, unfortunately. It was very small, and I don't know what it was. Like, he didn't have, it's not, like, he had food in there for him. He had fruit flies. He had water. I found him in his water dish. I don't know if he, like, drowned in his water dish, but it seems unlikely that that's what would happen just because there were rocks in the water dish, so there was no water that was deep because they don't really drink very much water. They usually just kind of drink off the windows and stuff, or off the glass of the terrarium. So it wasn't a deep water dish, it was just for like additional humidity. More like a pebble tray, honestly. It was like maybe a centimeter deep at its deepest. So I don't know how, if he drowned, how that happened. But he was so small that if he, for example, didn't eat for, I don't know, a day, or perhaps a cold breeze blew in, like he was a very delicate little creature. So yeah, totally bummed about it because it was really fun having a lizard again. And also I still have all the fruit flies because like he only ate like 5 a day. He was not a very big creature. So I still have a whole bunch of fruit flies in my home, unfortunately. Oh, that's all right, Jessica. I mean, nothing we could really do about it, you know? Definitely not the situation I was hoping to be in with him. I wanted to have him around here for like 3 years, his whole lifespan. But again, he also made it here all the way from Florida, so he was a tough little cookie while I had him. And I still have him. I haven't like gotten rid of his body because I am going to keep it. For what? I don't know yet. But I figured there's probably something I can do to make it, I don't know, art in some way. Some kind of art thing. Like a shadow box or something. Dina said that since I'm asymptomatic, I only have to do 10 days, but I'm gonna wear a mask. Oh, they said. I was like, Dina said? Even after, until I'm negative again. I mean, if I can pipe in, I would say, even if you're asymptomatic, I would say quarantine as long as possible until you're negative again. I would say the mask is a good secondary, but in these crazy zombie apocalypse times, definitely don't want to be spreading it around, that's for sure. But you work in frontline. Are you having to go back to work like with a mask on then? Or are they keeping you off until you're negative? Because if they're keeping you off work till you're negative, then probably you should quarantine until you're negative. But then again, who am I to say? That's just my thoughts on it. Okay, are you fixed yet? How is there still... Oh, there. I'm almost at the spot where I can tie it. I'm crocheting together something that was previously not attached to anything. That's all right, V. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's not... It wasn't a happy day when I found him, that's for sure. But, I mean, in his very short life, which was kind of just a fun joy that it even got to happen, he was warm, he had a terrarium, he had food. I mean, if he had hatched at the garden center, he would not have survived. So, I mean, survived a little bit. I'm not the optimal wildlife rescue, obviously. But it did remind me how much I like keeping lizards in the house. Like, I do like lizards, so I'm sure eventually, again, Alex and I will keep lizards because they make me happy. They're so nice to see. They're like a little bird or something, but they don't make too much noise. I will check that in a sec, Frida. I'm just tying my little mended bit off. I think I fixed it, by the way. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not exactly how it was before being damaged, but it's attached again. Here's where I mended it. It used to be a big hole separating those two things. And I mean, from the outside, I don't think you're really gonna notice it. Okay, let me see this quilt in Discord. Look, my marshmallow's almost all melted. You test positive for 3 months? I didn't know that. That's cool. That's interesting, actually. That's really interesting. Oh, Frida, that's beautiful. Wow, that's a beautiful quilt, Frida. Wow, I thought you meant like a dog blanket, like something that you kind of like, excuse my language, but like half-assed, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a dog blanket. I didn't do human quality. No, that's like a beautiful quilt. That would be like a beautiful baby changing table too, you know, like a, I don't know. I always think of, I like denim. Is denim soft enough to do as a baby changing table? Hey there, Danka, good morning. And good morning, V, by the way. I'll wear the mask when I do have to go out. Yeah, me too, Dina. Regardless, it's always gonna be a thing now, at least for the foreseeable future, don't you think? I feel like that's how I feel, because the mask is now just part of life. Again, I'll wear it as long as we need to, until I can get vaccinated, you know? Okay, hold on. This needs to go through here. Sorry, I'm also mending a sweater if you're just joining us. I'm trying to, a crochet sweater that has seen damage, and I don't know if it's from moths or something, but it's got holes in it, and I'm trying to close the holes by sort of re-crocheting them closed with the little bits of string that are there. I wear an N95 and a regular mask at work, plus Google still got it. Google still got, oh, goggles. How did you even catch it? Jeez Louise. How are any of us going to stay safe? If you're wearing an N95 and a regular mask and goggles, how are any of the rest of us going to prevent ourselves from getting it? Jeez Louise. You know how? By staying home when we can, people. I mean, at least that's what Canada's marketing is saying. Is stay home. Stop going out. Stop partying. Luckily for me, that was not a problem. Because I don't party. Although I partied on New Year's with Alex, but that was just at home, and we both live together, so we're allowed to party. And by party, I mean we ate a lot of food. But it's kind of the same thing, I guess. Okay, did that go through there? Okay, if that went through there, then this has to go through that. Crocheting backwards and inside out to fix a hole. I think I have become a crochet master, is what this is telling me. There. Sorry I'm a little bit out of it. It's because I'm staring at my sweater. I'll be back in when I get these holes cleaned up, closed up, cleaned up, cleaning up the vibe here. Oh good, look, we're almost there. I'm almost done. Now there you go again. It's just in my head. There we go. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I closed another hole. I'm a homebody, so I don't mind being home more often than not. Yeah, I pretty much live and work at home. And, well, obviously I live at home, but I mean I work here also. Okay, there. Another hole closed. Not perfect, but better than before. Almost wearable again. And this used to be one of my favorite daily drivers. I don't know, there's no way except staying home. Great. Then that's what I'll do for now. Until there's another option that's better. Okay. So now we need to think of where the loops are going to attach to each other. This comes up through there. I'm kind of just following the pattern that the loops have in this sweater to try and, it's half double crochet, so I don't actually know if I'm correctly reattaching the half double crochets, but I'm doing my best to try and get the same like thickness. The same, I'm like putting the loops through themselves, like as if I'm crocheting, to try and make it look at least less visible. Again, if it comes out super visible, we have the option of doing some visible mending. So it's not like this is like super important to get right for me. I'm just trying, because I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'd do better with a smaller hook though. I think that would serve me better. Let me just get a smaller hook. Okay. Also, I'm wearing my my bumblebee jumper. I don't know what it's called. My City Buzz jumper today. It's a cropped, puffy sleeve jumper, and I love her. Yeah, a smaller hook. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay, that went through there. So then this goes through there, and then this goes through here. Cool! It's actually sort of, it makes sense. It doesn't, but it's, I have an idea anyway, you know? And you go through here. Yeah, I got it. I figured it out. I've solved the equation of mending a crocheted sweater. Maybe I should do a video on this, because this is kind of helpful. Okay, sorry, let's see who's here. Who am I missing? Rebecca's here. Hello, Rebecca. Hot coffee, very good. And my kids have online school soon, so no knitting or crochet for me. I'm sorry. I mean, if they've got online school, can't you like monitor them whilst crocheting? Two things at once. Cause like, I mean, unless they have questions, which they will probably, because they are children, and children always have questions. But I mean, I feel like no knitting if you're dealing with like parenting, but maybe crochet. I feel like crochet is more, you don't need all of your brain at the same time to crochet, whereas for me, to knit, I have to use like every single brain cell. I find knitting very, it's like exhausting. I need to be staring at the actual garment the whole time I'm working on it. Like with crochet, I can watch a movie at the same time. I can be chatting with a friend on FaceTime at the same time. Like, I don't know, crochet doesn't require all of my brain power, whereas knitting seems to require a huge amount of brain power. Excuse me. Elsie, coffee, water, and starting another sweater. That's a good vibe. I didn't fill up my water cup. I have my cup, but I didn't fill it, so I need to do that after I have my tea and cake. I'm an adult. I can have whatever I want for breakfast, right? This one's probably going to come undone again in the future. It's very short strands of yarn. Oh, hey there, Bailey. And sort of, but they get distracted easily. Yes. Yes. I've heard that. I used to babysit for a family. Like, I would say somewhere between babysit and nanny. That's like where I'm going to put it, because I like, at points in their life, I would be there a lot, and then at points in their life, it would be like regular babysitting, like just once a week or every couple of weeks. Good morning, Tracy. And yeah, there were 4 little ones, and they were so much fun, but also every time that I like babysat or hung out there for a month, like when they would have a new baby, I'd hang out there. Oh, see you later, Bailey, to help out. And I would sleep really well when I got home after those days, because babies and little ones are so much energy. So much energy. Where is it coming from? They don't know how the world is a dark place yet, that's why. They have energy because the world's still hopeful for them. Is that too dark? Why? Look at my scissors, just can't cut. Ugh. I act like surprised. Why aren't they cutting? It's so bizarre. I use them for cutting into fabric. I use them for cutting into plants. I'm not a responsible scissor owner, that's for sure. My poor little scissors. Never stood a chance. I always pretend like I'm gonna have just fabric scissors like a grown-up, but they always end up like this. And then somebody in my family gets me a new pair of scissors, and then I have an additional pair of scissors. I don't throw out them because they're not actually broken, they're just dull because I've cut them with stuff and I can sharpen them. And I'm gonna end up as a hoarder of scissors with just an obscene amount of scissors, and then someone's gonna come into my house and think I'm some kind of psychotic serial killer because I'm gonna have drawers and drawers full of scissors. By the time I'm like a senior citizen, there's going to be so many pairs of scissors in this house. I'm trying to homeschool my 2 boys, 9 and 8, and drawing with 4-year-olds a bit overwhelming. Yeah, that sounds overwhelming. It's like fun, but like when you're the parent, it's like it's not like it ends. So like even like I love going camping. It's fun. I don't want to do it like all the time, every day, all day, you know? Or I love going to theme parks, but like I don't want to ride a roller coaster every day. It's kind of how I look at kids from a childless perspective. I do not have children, and I haven't even yet really decided if it's something that I want. Like every time I talk about it, I think like abstractly I want children, but like in reality, like a human child under my care, that's very overwhelming. I can't really fathom it right now. So hopefully if I do decide that I want to, I will be able to when the time happens. But I'm kind of right now of the mind where like, oh, if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen, you know? And then I get existential dread that I'm going to be like a certain age and I'm going to go, oh no, I wanted to do it, I didn't do it. I have this really good idea though. I'll share it with you so that you can do it too if you're in the same mindset as me. I just mended my sweater. You can still see where the holes were, 1, 2, and 3, but I think when I turn it inside, like right side out, gosh, not every day I'd go crazy. Yeah, I think so. Hold on, let's see how the holes look now. From the outside, I think after a wash, that won't be bad. The first hole's up here, the second hole is right here in the middle, and then the third hole, I don't think you can even, barely. The third hole was the biggest and it's barely bad. Good. Well, now I can add this back to my, my cycle of sweaters to wear. To be honest with you, I want to wear it now. I haven't worn it in a long time, and it's finally clean. Nice, good job, thank you. Oops, that's the front. Oh right, plus this is the back of the cardigan, so, or of the sweater, so you won't really even see it anyway. Because, who's looking? There. Oh yeah. Oh baby, baby, I love this sweater. Ooh, so cool, so cozy. There, now I'll have to change the thumbnail. Hello, Laura's bangs. Alright, I feel better now. Don't forget to like the video because I have a new sweater and you should. Was Munchkin on your sweater? Oh, one of the Munchkins, that's true. Could it have been CJ's claws? I didn't even think about that. No, it was like in a closet on a shelf folded with other sweaters, like for the summertime, because I have this like desire to have a wardrobe, but I have no desire to have a wardrobe. So what I was thinking of doing, and what I started doing like a year and a half ago, was putting away clothing items that I like instead of just putting away, like I would usually, since I like this sweater, leave it out all the time so I can wear it all the time. But in the summer, I put it away so that I would not wear it all summer. So I would take it out in the winter. Like, I don't know, when I grew up, there was like summer clothes and winter clothes. So you only had one closet, obviously. Now I have just too many closets because this is a house for a family and there's just 2 of us in here. But I used to have a closet and it would be like the shelf above the closet was for the seasonal clothes you weren't wearing. And there was always a tote in our closet. So there would be summer shorts and stuff in the wintertime, and in the summer there would be, you know what I mean? But a lot of my clothes now are just sort of all season. I wear a lot of long sleeve shirts and jeans. So I want to still have that fun energy of like pulling out my shorts, but I don't have that energy anymore. So was trying that with my sweaters, like putting away some of my sweaters so that I could take them out and be excited to wear them again. Have to find your own joy when you're a grown-up. Hi there, Talia. Good morning, and thank you. I'm glad you like it. Asdar, good morning. I'm sorry I can't read that, but good morning. If you can write in English, then I can happily reply. Gosh, not every day you'd go crazy. Yes, with a bunch of kids all day. Good morning, Jay. Nice to see you this morning. How are you doing? Oh, what happened with Peekaboo? Frida, just so you know, I've live streamed for the last 3 days, and I did 3, 4, and 4.5 hours each for those streams. And I've done a bunch of talking about Peekaboo just so that when I'm talking about it, you're not like, well, I didn't know all this. So when I'm repeating it, if I sound like I'm repeating it, it's because I am, just so you know. And for those of you who are coming here from one of those streams, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, let me know. Ooh, well done, Frida. Do you want to talk about it? Please share if you'd like to. Good morning, Jenny. Anywho, what was I going to say? Oh, Peekaboo. So let's talk about Peekaboo. Wait, I was saying if you've come here from the streams Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, because we had like way more people in those streams, which was cool. Welcome, hello. There were like 2,500, 1,900, and 2,100. There's like around 2,000 views per video for yesterday, Monday and Sunday, which is like a lot for my live streams. They just don't tend to get that many views, which is like never been a problem. It's just kind of interesting that there were. So if you're coming from that live stream, I would love if you, well, I'm trying to think of like a way you could interact with the video to let me know that that's where you came from. And I want to say like maybe comment on the video, I came from one of the long live streams, or something that lets me know. I could say maybe like the video, but then the people who usually come also usually like the video, so that's not really a clear way. If you are feeling extra like you want to share the love, leave a comment letting me know that you came from one of the Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday streams, just so I know, if you can. I even found you live at a normal time in Australia. Yeah, right? Isn't that weird? I'm sorting through. Oh my gosh, magic cards, fun, mostly not worth anything, but some I find are a gem. One's worth $300, wow, that's cool. Like Pokemon cards. Rebecca, I finished my knit socks last night, and my youngest took them even though they're my size. If you finished socks in my house, I would take them. Even if you made infant-sized socks, I would try and squeeze into them. I love a good homemade pair of socks. Hey there, Paula, popping in again from the Netherlands. Well, welcome. I have a plant named Paula. It's not named after you, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, just so you know. It's named after Paula. No, it's Paulette, not Paula. Paulette is the name of my plant. I'm finishing off the jumper I've been making. Very cool. Hey there, Kat. Good morning. Okay, so let me update you. Mimi, hi. Dina, good morning. Oh, I did say good morning, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna hold this so I can drink it. I've got like phlegm this morning, sorry. Okay, so Peekaboo is the stray cat that we've been, depending on how you look at it, caring for or holding captive, because she's an outdoor cat. So for her, I'm sure it's more along the lines of being held captive. That being said, she has finally settled here. Like, she's settled in. So like when I come into the room that she's in, she doesn't get up now. She just sort of is like, hey, you're back. And sometimes she'll meow at me when I come into the room. Sometimes she won't. And sometimes I'll go, because I've been going into her room a lot. Good morning, Chemi. Good morning, Chloe. And sometimes I'll go in there and I'll just sit down with her and she'll just start purring before I've even pet her. Like last night I did my yoga in there, so I just did a bunch of like upper body stretches like from seat. Like most of them were just like my arms and my shoulders and stuff. But I did my little yoga in there. And she was like sleeping right next to me. Like she had her back against my leg. So she's settling, she's understanding that even if I'm moving my arms, she's not in danger, which is good, because before it was like if the door moved, she would like run into like a corner of the room. So now she's kind of understanding like people aren't necessarily gonna hurt me, which is great, because I don't want her to think that. So she currently is no longer having fleas. That was a weird way to word that. She doesn't have fleas anymore. After that bath with the Dawn dish soap and treating her for fleas, I've not seen one flea. There's no flea dirt in her fur. And like I check every time I go in there. I like brush her hair backwards and like because she likes having her tummy rubbed, and like I check the areas that are like, you know, flea central, like the armpits and stuff, because she likes having her tummy rubbed, which is also such a weird trait for a cat. I've never ever experienced a cat that in like not just tolerates having her belly rubbed, but when I rub her belly, like she like goes limp and then her arms start doing like this. Even if there's nothing to grab, she's just pushing her arms out into the air if I rub her tummy. It's the cutest thing. She has 2 meows now. She has the "you're looking at me and you're a human" meow, which is meow. And then she has the door is closed and her demonic cat side comes out, the ow, ow, ow. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, she's having babies. And then I go check. And then as soon as I open the door, she goes, meow. Like as if she never made that sketchy, sketchy sound. She's never made the sketchy meow with me present. But she's meowing this awful meow when the door's closed. So it's like there's 2 completely different things happening. I love both of them, but Dutch girl living in Australia. Very fun. V. Oh, I love cats. Yeah, me too. My cat loves this belly rub. Any place fetch. Bwahaha. CJ used to play fetch with Alex's grandma. She used to like, she would take like a piece of something crinkly. I don't know if it was paper. She had something crinkly, like maybe it was like that cellophane sort of wrapping paper. It was something like that. Maybe it was a cat toy. I just remember the texture of it. I can't remember what it looked like. I just know what it felt like. It was kind of like that cellophane wrapping paper. Not paper wrapping paper, that other kind. But if it was like crunched up in a ball. Again, could have been a toy. Can't remember. But he used to fetch for her. And then he would also fetch... What did CJ fetch for your grandma? Was it toilet rolls? Alex. He definitely has headphones on. Oh, hello? What did your grandma throw for CJ to fetch? Some kind of bottle? A small plastic bottle, I'm guessing, because CJ wouldn't have gone for a glass. Alex has a bottle. But anyway, he used to do that, and they would do that for like hours, which is so bizarre because CJ will not do that now. What he really likes is little candies, like because of the way that they're wrapped up. He likes the hard thing with, maybe it was a candy wrapper. That would make sense. Because he loves like Campinos and Werthers. CJ loves to play with them, like to knock them around. You know what would be a nice thing for me to do? Take some of those wrappers, take the candies out, and put something like catnip in them. Just so they're more fun for him to bat around. He likes batting them around and pretending like he's not looking at them and then attacking them. Anyway, hey there, Hype House. I wish life didn't get busy. I miss the old times where I would legit watch you while walking to the gas station. I mean, busy can be good though. That's true. Things weren't as scary back then. When you were walking to the gas station, you were able to meet people without masks. Remember that? I remember those times. You were going to meet a friend and we were like, we were all being like moms. Sorry, my hair is not straight or curly because why? Who knows? But for that reason, bangs are not an option because I keep seeing it. I remember that. Me too. Okay, so Peekaboo. She's a gray cat. She's the prettiest little thing. I'll show you a picture of her because I'm not going to get her out right now because she's calm and I like it that way. I have a video. This is what she looks like. Can you hear her purring? So that's the mean sounding meow. I guess she did do it in front of me once. But she's got that meow and then a meow that's like high pitched and a cute sound. Like when you see her make that sound, you're like, you're so nice. And then that ugly sound. So Peekaboo, the stray cat, no more fleas. I haven't seen worms in all day yesterday. So that doesn't make sense. She shouldn't be completely wormless yet. Although I did also add diatomaceous earth to her food So I was looking online for other natural remedies for worms on cats because she's pregnant and the dewormer is poison, so I didn't think that was a good idea. Again, I'm not a vet, and the vet told me to flea and tick, get rid of her fleas with something that, now that I've looked into it, I was like, that's kind of weird. Is it because she wasn't available she suggested that? Because it's not the first thing that is usually recommended, the thing that she suggested. Hey there, Candace, good morning. Welcome, good morning. Miss you, friend. We have dog-like cats, I swear. Oh. Okay, so then, oh, really? When he was loved, he would drool. Because that's what she does. When she's like super happy, she drools. I thought that was like, I wasn't sure if that was like a sickness. Can you hear what my voice is doing? I don't know why. That's pretty, Laura. What is? Thank you. What was I saying? Peekaboo. Is the new sweater done? No, it's not done. It's sitting right here waiting for me to film. But I cleaned up. Do you see? Can you tell? I moved some plants around to try and make it look a little bit fuller. I pulled some of my prettier stuff to the front so that you would be happier. Because seeing more plants makes you happier, I think. It's lovely down there. I was there last January. I spent most of the time in Arnhem, but I did drive down to Tilburg and saw a cousin. Fool! Fun and cool made fool. We just got back from dropping Banjo up at the vet to be transported. Oh. Candace, I'm really sorry. Candace lost her kitty, Banjo. Not lost like is missing it, lost like he passed away. I'm sorry, Candace. If you need some kitty cuddles, I do have a pregnant gray cat who no longer has fleas that you can come cuddle if you would like. How is your avocado? It died. It definitely died. I still have it in the little plant pot somewhere, but it's definitely dead. I have another one that I'm getting started though. From our load of avocados, I took out all the pits and one of them looked particularly viable, so I will be planting that one again in the water. I just got my fancy Hobonichi planner. Frida, cool. Show us some pictures. Now, when cats feel comfort or relaxation, they'll drool. More than likely. That's funny. Okay, so Peekaboo. Peekaboo the cat. She doesn't have fleas anymore. I'm sorry, it takes me a long time to get through a story because of my general disposition. Okay, she doesn't have fleas anymore. I haven't seen worms in a whole day. She had worms for sure. And then I went to the feed store, like where we get chicken feed, and I said, hello, this cat has worms. And what do I do? Because when I called the vet, I couldn't get a hold of them for the worm issue. I could only get a hold of them for the flea and tick issue before, and then they recommended something, and I gave her a bath. So anyway, for the worms, I got this. I want to know what it's called because it's like a herbal remedy, which I know sometimes is just like not gonna work, but also sometimes it can. And this has things like, it doesn't have apple cider vinegar in it. It doesn't have a strong smell, the actual thing, but it's got stuff in it that makes the digestive tract of the cat inhospitable to worms. So it forces the worms to basically leave and kills the eggs because of the acidity and stuff, but it doesn't taste like anything to the cat. So it's like droplets that you can either add to their water or to their food. I've just been mixing it into her wet food. After the 4th treatment, which is, it's 3 treatments a day for 14 days. After the 4th treatment, she started having a lot of worms come out of her body. Like before it was like I saw one, and that's when I went to go get worming stuff. But now she had like a bunch, like a few to the point where it was gross, and I was like, which apparently is normal. And then you got feline worm pills off Amazon, it resolved within, really it is that fast? The reason the thing is supposed to be 2 weeks is because it's non-toxic. It's just, it brings up the pH of their stomach or something, or it lowers the pH, whatever thing will make the worms unhappy there. So, I've been giving her that, and now yesterday I didn't see any at all, like the whole day. And I checked in on her like 10 times probably, where I like sat and pet her and like checked, and there was none anywhere. There were none on her blanket, none on her hair. So then I was like, it can't be gone yet. But I also started the day before yesterday adding diatomaceous earth to her food, her wet food. Diatomaceous earth is fossilized diatoms, which are single cell organisms from dinosaur times, question mark. I'm gonna read because I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. That's what my brain remembers from the last time I read about it. Diatomaceous. I know diatoms has something to do with it. Let's see. Diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth, diatomite, or kieselguhr, is a naturally occurring, soft, siliceous sedimentary rock that has been crumbled into a fine white or off-white powder. It has a very small particle size ranging from less than 3 micrometers up to 1 millimeter, but it's typically between 10 and 200 micrometers. Depending on the granularity, this powder can have an abrasive feel like pumice, and it has a low density as a result of its high porosity. So it's 80 to 90% silica and 2 to 4% aluminum and 0.5 to 2% iron oxide. The single-celled organisms had an external shell, that's what it was, and the external shell was made of silica. That animal died en masse, and then that became a rock, and the rock was ground up. So since the particle size is so small, when you scatter it on plants, like house plants, if a bug walks over it, it cuts into the bug like glass. So soft body insects just get sliced up by it. So when you have things like thrips or fungus gnats, you can put it on the dirt and it just kills them all. And like they can't come up through the dirt because it's like a saw, like a horror movie. They have to come through blades, so they can't. That principle is used by a lot of people, like it's edible for humans, and the diatomaceous earth I buy for the chickens is food grade. Basically people will mix it into water and drink it, and it clears out your system. I don't know how true it is, because again, I just don't know. But when I was looking online for other ways to remedy worms in cats, dogs, horses, and stuff, diatomaceous earth came up lots and lots of times. And it also, there was a lot to support that it's not dangerous based on the fact that it's in people food and it's inert, like it's not going to react with anything inside of her. So I've been adding about a half a teaspoon to her food each day. Yesterday, the day before, and I'll do it again today. So maybe it's just like breaking them up, but I didn't see any evidence of mass evacuation in the last couple of days as far as her worms go. I don't think we'll ever be back to normal as before. Yeah, probably not. Probably not for like 100 years. You know what I mean? Like the 1918 flu, we've been acting like our normal now because we forgot that one happened, so it'll have to be like 100 years for that. Oh, it's always almost 1 a.m. Jay, have a good sleep, and thanks for hanging out, even though you've been here long. Thanks, you too. Hold on. I joined the first crochet sweater video. Let me see. I'm gonna sew my own cover for it. They sell special covers, but oh so expensive. Oh, let me see what it looks like. Oh, fancy schmancy. Pretty. Oh, my back is so stiff. Alishba, good morning. Did I miss anybody else coming in? I think I'm okay. Oh, look at that pretty fabric. Oh my God. V, that is the cutest fabric in the whole world. Did you just say it's 2 yards? 2 yards I can pretty much make a dress out of. Can I make like a 1950s housewife style dress out of that fabric? Oh my God, look at how cute it is. Oh my goodness, with the little patches behind the blue, it's like Dorothy, but covered in chickens. If those of you who are like, what the heck is she talking about? What I'm talking about is we have a Discord, which is basically like a chat room for people who are part of this community. if you are interested in joining our Discord, check the link in the description below to my Patreon, because all of my patrons, $1, $2, $5, any amount, you get access to our Discord, so that we can, you can share photos that I can see during the streams, and you can share ideas, and I don't know, it's just for fun. Like, you can talk about stuff with other people. Sometimes I'm in there. It's just a nice way to be able to communicate with each other. So if that sounds like something you're into, check it out. You have to pay to join now. Yep. Now it's, well, not for people who were already in it. So I made it private as of January 1st. Before that, it was just a free-for-all, everybody could enter, but after January 1st, I'm making it for patrons only, so that I can do more patron-specific content through Discord, and also so that I can kind of keep track of who's in the Discord, if that makes sense, because I don't want it to get overrun with, like, everybody, and then have it end up being, I don't know, inactive people, you know what I mean? Like, if you, I wish I didn't leave every server. Oh no, you left every server? That sucks. Well, you were already in it, so just reach out to me and I'll get you the link. But the point for me is that I don't want to have a whole bunch of people on the Discord that aren't active. I want it to be like an active community. What is with the skipping right now? Is it skipping for you guys too? I don't know what's going on, but it's having like a hard time on my software, and it looks like it's struggling. It keeps loading weird. Anyway, yeah, join the Patreon if you want to join the Discord and hang out. No, it's all fine for you? Good. Okay, good. Hey there, Christina. Oh, Christina Begonia. That's a pretty name. I have a begonia that I just replanted the other day. You want to see? It's a clone from a cutting that I made a long time ago. Isn't it nice? It's pink and silver. It's just in a little, it's not quite a terrarium, it's just enough shelter so that it won't die. Because begonias are little divas. Why you gotta be such a diva? I don't mind, to be honest. I think they're sweet. If they need a little extra protection, I shall provide. Hey there, Vicky. Good morning. I'm adding all birthdays into the planner already using whiteout. Oh, jeez. I hate when you have to white out. Do you know what I do, honestly, in my bullet journals? If I make a mistake that I don't like, I just rip out the page. You can't get mine and Laura's wrong. Heck yeah, because we share a birthday. And Lori's daughter, too, right? Is also on May 6th. They are cute. Regards from Croatia. Welcome. Okay. What else was I trying to talk about here? Still talking about Peekaboo. Oh my god, Laura, get through your freaking story. Okay, so Peekaboo stray cat. We're up to date on the fact that she is not pooping worms and doesn't have fleas. So that's great. Hey there, P. And so now she's at a point where she's cuddly-ish. She doesn't want to like come up to you, but if you come up to her, she'll let you pet her. So that's good. She's pregnant. I'm certain. I'm not certain. I'm pretty certain that she's pregnant, so we shall see. If she is pregnant, she's due within the next 7 to 10 days. Based on, like, I did the math backwards and where she is at the... Yeah, same, Candace. I saw that and I was like, you don't have a name? Or is Hi the name? But then did they just enter space enter? I'm confused. When do you find out if she is? Well, January 20th. Hey there, Galactic Mayo, just woke up from an alarm. Well, good morning, welcome. So, we find out technically if she is at the end of January, when we take her and Scout in to get spayed and neutered. Scout is my parents. Oh, a new patron! Welcome, Chloe May. Nice to see you. Awesome. Well, I will send you the Discord link as soon as the stream is over. Got a new patron, so join the Patreon, because people are joining. I think that means we have 7 patrons now. Okay, so I don't technically find out if she's pregnant until I go in to have her spayed. That being said, if she is pregnant now, she will have had her kittens by January 20th. Like, there's no way she can, oh, thank you, Kemi Tiger. They just texted hi. You can tell because the names are gray and the messages are white. Thank you. Chloe, I'm already in. Oh, well, even better. Thanks. Thanks for joining the Patreon for that then. So I won't find out she's pregnant until I go in to get her spayed, but her appointment to get spayed is beyond the due date for if she's pregnant. So if she's pregnant, she will have already had kittens by that date, so I won't find out she's pregnant unless she has kittens. That's how I'm finding out, basically, because she has a belly, but her doctor's appointment isn't until after her expected due date should come. So we have been homing her. I am your new friend. Well, welcome. Welcome. So we've had her in the house since the first night we had her was December 17th or December 19th, and I already suspected her to be pregnant then, like I could see. And the weeks before that, when she was coming around, I saw her tummy. Like, I could tell something was up, and maybe it was worms, but I don't know. So I still think she's pregnant. I think her tummy's getting bigger. I think her nipples have gotten bigger and pinker in the last 2 days. So I think that, yes, Chloe, I've set up a birthing space. So what she's got as a setup right now, she has I have a large piece of fabric and it's cordoning off a corner of the room so that she has like a private space where it's like, where whoever comes into the room can't see her because they don't want people to see them when they're having babies. Understandable. I don't want people to see me if I'm having babies. Anyway, she has like a whelping box, which is a large cardboard box about this big by like this tall. It's like what was the box even for? It was an Amazon box, one of the big Amazon boxes. And I have inside that Amazon box, there's a towel. And then on top of the towel, there's a big soft blanket, like a queen size blanket. And it goes over the box and onto the floor. And then on top of that blanket, there's pee pads. So it's kind of like all the walls are soft pink fabric. The floor is a Schrodinger's pregnancy, literally, because it's a cat too. The floor of the birthing room, birthing space, whelping box, whatever, is pee pads. So it's like not going to catch on the kitten's nails. Next to that birthing box, there is like a dog, well, it's a dog bed or a cat bed. It's a pet bed. It was a new one. When she came in, we had a new one that was like put away for like when the other ones, you know, run out or get yucky, then we could just have a new one come out. Anyway, she got a new bed, and it has 3 sides on it of like plush and then like a soft fluffy bottom. And then the whole area that all that stuff is on top of a quilt. So she's got like soft ground, privacy. Her food and water are also, I have a food and water in the hidden area and a food and water out in the open, so like she doesn't have to see anybody if she doesn't want to. And for the first time, it was yesterday, I believe, right? Or was it the day before now? It was either yesterday or the day before. Oh, bye, Wilma. Much fun to all. You too, Wilma. Have a good rest of your day. What am I saying? I lost my train of thought. She's got a soft area. She doesn't have to hang out with me if she doesn't want to. Pretty much, yeah, she's all set for having babies. She's got a privacy curtain, essentially. I never owned an animal who was pregnant, although we're hoping to get one of our horses pregnant this year. Ooh, that's interesting. That'll be a fun time. A baby horse is probably super cute. Cat babies are awesome. Sure you'll find a good home for them. I may want first dibs on a kitty. Not sure yet, though. Candace, I actually was, I thought of you about Peekaboo, like about the mom, because when I saw the picture of your little guy, I was like, oh my goodness, that's bizarrely similar looking. I want my future spouse to take care of me the way you're caring for Peekaboo. Give you a little privacy space and a soft floor. That's funny. But if she's having kittens, which I believe she is, I think we are in the home stretch. 7 to 10 days is what I guess. Banjo was a girl. Oh, even weirder then, really. Banjo was beautiful. Beautiful cat. Such a cute name too, Banjo. Love that. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. I'm like 99% sure I felt kittens yesterday. Either that or a big poo or an organ that I couldn't identify. Unclear. But I think I felt kittens. Like, I'm pretty sure I felt like something that was too round to be part of the inside of a cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could feel something. And it had a roundness to it where I was like, but it had give. Like, it wasn't, in my head I was like, it's a kitten head, but I couldn't like give it any palpating to determine if it was like solid, but it was very round, so I feel like it was a kitten's head. I feel like I felt a kitten's head. Again, I'll be embarrassed if she's not pregnant, but I'm pretty sure she is. But I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, and I also don't want to be completely wrong. But also, what if I'm right? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at in my brain with this cat. So she's all set up to have a baby if she wants one, or if she's pregnant, then she can have her babies, basically. But I'm pretty sure I felt kittens. Kitten. Possibly kittens. She's got like a very firm abdomen, and it's like football shaped. But when I press on it, it's clearly muscle, like a muscle, which makes me think uterus. And if I press on it, she relaxes the muscle, and then I can sort of palpate around. So she's very tolerant of me being interested in her if she's pregnant or not. But I also cut her fingernails, or her paw nails. I cut her nails. This is causing me troubles this morning. Oh, there we go. Now I just look like a witch. Sorry, I keep seeing myself in the little tiny window that I can see myself in. And it's making me not love these little bangalonis that I've got here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna grab the sleeve and I'm gonna continue crocheting it while we hang out because I'm not finished with the sleeve yet. So I might as well work on it because we still have some yarn here. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? It's a sleeve for an upcoming sweater design. They are her defense outside. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna till she's inside all the time. I'm cutting her nails now. She's inside at least for a month, right? So, no thanks. I don't want to deal with her. Her claws aren't regular cat sharp. They're predator animal sharp. Like when just when she's sitting on your lap doing this, it like cut me. Like I have cuts. Well, I'm wearing a tank top underneath. I'm not showing you today. I have cuts on me. Not from her attacking. Like they're just from her nails being so sharp. No, she's inside now. She has her own bedroom. She is an inside kitty right now. Behind on my lives. That's all right. I'll catch you up on anything you missed. But she's inside now. I cut her nails after I gave her a bath because the tips of her nails are literally, it's like fiberglass. It's just, it ends in invisibility. It's the sharpest thing. It's like a hypodermic needle, is that the right word? It's very, very not, you don't want them. So I trimmed them. I didn't cut them like far. I just trimmed them enough that I'm not going to be damaged. And yesterday I had her sitting on my lap, which takes like an hour to convince her to do, but I had time. I had her sitting on my lap and she was doing her little, making muffins, doing this thing. And I was looking at her paws and her nails weren't even coming out. So it was like she wasn't even trying before when she was doing this. She wasn't trying to have her nails come out. They were just so long that they were kind of like out. Whereas now when she's doing this on your legs, her fingers spread out, but she keeps her claws in because I cut off just the tip. So she was not intentionally having her claws drawn, basically, is what I've come to notice. Anyway, we had to worry about our female dog last year because she wasn't spayed, and there was a male Chihuahua that probably wasn't fixed, and we had 2 female dogs that were the same age. Fun. They were both in heat as well because they were from the same litter. Jeez Louise. Well, I hope that you kept that male Chihuahua away, unless you were a breeder and you were making puppies, but otherwise, yeah, no. Hopefully no pregnant animals. Obviously, if this cat was already mine, she would already be spayed and we would not be having kittens. But she's like a stray farm cat. Like, she's not a farm cat, but she's like I don't know, she's an outside cat for sure. nobody's claimed her yet, and I have her posted on 3 different groups. I had lots of replies, but nobody had ever seen her, and nobody has claimed her. So I still think she is either a dumped cat, a stray, or a feral cat. Feral is kind of unlikely. How many new names here since I've been away? Quite a few, Candace. There's quite a few people. In the last couple of days, if you just look at the titles, not the titles, if you look at the thumbnails from the live streams, we've been having like a lot of people join. So there's quite a few. Does she have any white on her belly? Nope, all gray. All gray. Smoky matte gray with yellow eyes. You are skipping. Oh, I'm sorry. Not intentionally. Coming and going, that's annoying. I'm sorry, friends. If it's a bad quality stream right now, I don't know what happened, but this morning I turned on the software, and yesterday we were having glitches too, and I turned on the software and my whole computer like couldn't handle it, so I had to restart the whole computer. I was almost late for the stream, so there's a possibility I need to update something in my software here. Anyway, my brain's gone. Anyway, she's a stray that hasn't been claimed, and if she was already my cat, we would have already had her spayed, but she was out in the wilderness. Not really the wilderness, but you know. I have fire! Very good for warmth. My banjo had green eyes. She was a Russian blue. I miss her so much. I don't think this cat is a Russian blue, actually. Just the shape of her face is wrong for a Russian blue. They're very angular. Your bangs are giving me Sailor Mercury vibes. I'll be your Sailor Mercury. I don't know what her thing is. Like her... What do they do? I'm taking off the crown thing. How did you find her? Well, last spring in March-ish, she walked around our yard a few times, and then in April, and she looked young, like 6 months. Hey, Lucy. She looked young, like a young cat. Not a kitten, but a young cat. And that was the first time we saw her. And then in April, maybe, April-May, Russian blue toe, green eyes only, not yellow. Well, she's a gray fluffy, she's not fluffy, she's a gray cat. I don't know, she's just a gray cat. But she is, come on, Laura, pull it together, use your words. She was young, and then in the spring she got pregnant. And we know that because her tummy was gigantic, and then it wasn't a couple of weeks later, so she had kittens. I just never got to see them. And then she was around all summer. She didn't come into our backyard, but she was around. I saw her in the forest. I saw her in the field. And I saw her like dragging birds and dragging mice. Like she was, you know, around being a predator animal. And then, I don't know, probably a month ago now, one of our chickens went missing, and I assume it's a hawk, but maybe it was a cat, unclear, because she was hanging out around our backyard. And then she started hanging out behind the chicken coop, so I moved a shelter for her back there. And then she started hanging around on the porch, and that's when I noticed her tummy was kind of distended. So she started coming to the porch, and then I got her inside once, and then I let her out again because she was unhappy. She was still hanging out near the porch. I was leaving her food whenever I would see her because I didn't want her to take one of my chickens, but she would hang out on the fence of the chicken run, just watching the chickens. And it didn't look like she was hunting. She was just kind of curled up watching them. And then it got cold. I caught her again, and now she's inside. So that's kind of how we got her. This is what she looks like, her face. Candace. She's got yellow eyes, but her face isn't quite the right angularness. Also, I'm pretty sure she has cat herpes too, because she's sniffling and sneezing. Not the way CJ does, like CJ's like not totally well. He's like an old sick cat. But she does have, she's warm and inside, so she shouldn't have a runny nose. So my guess is that she also has cat herpes, which is apparently very, very common for strays, but it would have been ideal if she didn't have it, but what can you do? I did it live. You did what live? Sorry, I just woke up from surgery. Oh no! Jeez Louise. You did it awake, you mean? Note to self, younger me ate rocks. That's weird. Interesting. Oh. It did, I lived. Oh, I see. It did, I lived. Welcome back. Glad that you're here. Yeah, definitely scary. I'm not a big fan of having to do surgeries. It's not a thing that I'm super into. And Galactic Mayo, I'm glad that your decision didn't work out and that the surgery kept you here. So you wouldn't be able to enjoy this super fun fit and mug check. Fit check. I don't know how to pose. That was me being an awkward teenager. Did it look like an awkward teenager? I'm almost 30, but that was my pose. Mug check. Merry and bright. Haven't gotten rid of the Christmas mugs yet. They are another thing that gets put away in storage. Still warm. Tea is still warm. Fit check. I want to be a cool person. The posing was immaculate. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Vicky, you're good vibes. You should stick around. So, for some reason, I have a congested sort of throat chest zone. Kind of like, it feels like as if I had smoked yesterday, you know? I don't smoke. I have only ever smoked not cigarettes. I've never smoked cigarettes, but the feeling of smoking the following day is how I feel right now, but that is not what happened. I just have like a phlegm. TMI, there you go. That's how my body's working today, everyone. I have a sheep mug, a Hurdy breed specifically. A sheep mug, a Hurdy breed. I don't understand. That is a weird sentence. Do you mean... Nope, I don't know. Sheep are cute. Like it actually looks like a sheep or it has sheep on it? Science? Sentences? English? Hard. So I think it's time now that I work up straight on this. I think there's no more increases, right? Yeah, the sleeve. Just having a quick look at different cat breeds she could be. Maybe a Cora, Chartreuse. I think Chartreuse. I don't think British Shorthair, because British Shorthair, maybe Nighttime Laura turns into Mothman and gets up to Smoky No Good. Smoky No Good. LOL. Or what are other names for it? Anyway, the Chartreuse, the only thing is she's not a breed, right? Like she's definitely just like a stray cat. Like she's probably a domestic short hair who's gray. You know what I mean? She's not necessarily a fancy breed of cat, like a Chartreuse. She kind of has that energy of a Chartreuse, but she doesn't have the round face. Same thing with the British Shorthair. She's got the like dense short gray hair, but she doesn't have that cute round British Shorthair poofy little face. Jeez Louise. Down a great steep hill without a helmet. That's dangerous. I love your live streams, by the way. They're fun. KK, I'm glad that you like them. I also like them because they help me to get things done and to keep my mental health in check. This is how I keep from going crazy. And by crazy, I mean depression. That's what I mean. To keep the depression away, I hang out with you guys. So, hey. I have a sheep mug, a Hurdy breed. There's a pic of a sheep on it. The breed is a Hurdy. Oh, I understand. Good advice, Frida. So scary. Don't do that. So, what am I trying to talk about today? What have we got to do? I've already mended my sweater, as you can see. I'm wearing it, which is actually, I'm pretty pumped about it, I gotta say. Oof, I have depression too, this helps. Yeah, it's nice to just be able to talk about it and be like normal about it, you know what I mean? Be like, I'm feeling depressed, I'm going through, like I had a little depression swing. I started swinging in the depression direction around Christmas. Like everyone, it's like just, It doesn't seem to be a time, like for a time that's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, it seems like highly depressed, you know? But it's nice to be able to just be like talking about it while it's happening, not like sometimes I get depressed, but being able to be like, I am depressed today, but I'm still here, you know what I mean? Aw, thanks Jessica. I love you guys too, I love having you here. It's nice to invite you into my space and spend some time together. Oh my gosh, my sisters, they discovered, okay, calm down with the loud noises here. Sorry, my sisters, they really like to send memes via our group chat now, and we send each other videos and like pictures a lot, so I've been getting a lot of text messages that I'm not usually used to getting, because we used to just communicate like that in Instagram, sending each other memes, but now we've started like sending each other video clips instead of just pictures or text, so it'll be like, this is what I'm doing today, just so that we can all keep in touch in like a more human way, because we can't really hang out anymore because of the old Rona Reno keeping us all isolated. Oh hey there Sandy! Loquacious, the lovely loquacious Laura. What's loquacious mean? I'm sure I've asked you this before, but it's not a word. To me it feels like voluptuous. Voluptuous? 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 It feels like that energy. Hey there Rosie, hi, I made it, welcome, I'm glad you're here. I wasn't swinging, I was going full tilt on a bike on a gravelly road. Yeah. Ouch. I have scars on my knees from going on rollerblades and having a dog pull me. I've done those things where you're like, afterwards you're like, that was never a good idea. I should have had a helmet on. It means you're fine. Hold on. I've seen the same thing. Oh, well thanks. Oh, it means I'm fine. I understand. I had to read it differently. Loquacious means I'm fine. Elegant of speech. Ooh. Thank you. That's a nice compliment. Imagine having someone say, hello, you are elegant of speech. They wouldn't say that, so I guess that's why they made the word loquacious, so that they could use a word, probably. Just found out I'm getting my mom's old computer. Ooh, that's exciting. That's a good deal. Alex needs a new laptop. Also, I want a new vacuum, and by a new vacuum, I mean I want to have a vacuum that I purchase, because the vacuum that I have, you're not even going to believe this. I was so pissed off when I moved out of my first apartment to move in with Alex. I was going to university. Let's just make it a whole story. Hey there, Karen. So when I went to university, for my first year of university, I lived in residence. So that's like basically getting a very small, not even apartment, it's a bedroom, and you share a bathroom with 30, 50, I don't know how many people are on a floor, other people, and you share the room with one other person. And then the second year I moved in to a house with a bunch of girls. I was supposed to move in with just my one guy friend. We were going to live together, and then he found a group of guys to live with, and I was like, thanks. And he was like, oh, it's okay, I found you somewhere. I was like, that's not what I want. So there were 5 girls total. 4 girls, or were there 4 girls total? No, there were 4 of us total. And we all moved in May of the end of the university school year is May. And then I stayed there over the summer, so May, June, July, August. All the girls came back in September. And I was so fed up of living with girls from just living there September, October. I started living with Alex. Like, I was spending like 50% of my nights at his house in October already. And then November we decided to move in together. December we found a place. January 1st we moved in together. We started dating in May and we moved in together in January, at the end of May. And we moved in January 1st. That's how much I was unhappy living in a house with girls. Girls are wild. I literally would never, if I have a daughter and she's like, I'm thinking of moving into like a house with a bunch of people. If they're all girls, I'll be like, that's an interesting idea. I hope that your life is full of success. Like, because you can't actually tell your kid not to live their life, right? But anyway, the point is I was miserable there. And when I left, one of the girls that I lived with was like harassing me to pay a hydro bill. I moved out like permanently in January, but the hydro bill was for like 2 months, December and January. But I hadn't been living there in December. I had been living with Alex. Like it was like progressively getting from like 50% of my nights were at Alex's to 75 to a full 100, because then Alex got mono in like late November, so I was spending 100% of the time there. So I was so pissed off, and I was like, no, I haven't even been living here, and I had to pay all of the hydro and electricity and plumbing from May, June, July, August before you guys moved into the house, because I was the only one living here. So if I'm not living here, I'm not paying for my hydro while you guys are living there. You know what I mean? So she was like harassing me, and she was like threatening to have her parents call my parents, and I was like, girl, you're almost 20. My parents aren't going to do anything about it because I'm paying my rent here. Like, and she was like, she was the worst. She was so mean, and she was mean to everyone, and she never did her dishes. I'm honestly like, wow, she's one of those people I still have bad feelings towards, which is a bummer, because most people that I think of, and like the people who have wronged me or who I've wronged, like I'm over that. I'm over all of my ex-boyfriends, but this girl, she was so mean. Anyway, besides the point, I ended up, what did I do? I ended up sending a check for just December, because I officially moved out in January, and they wanted me to pay for January because the bill came together. And girl roommates have a chance to be that way. I got stories too. Girl roommates can be awful. Well, the only experience I have, I left. The point of this whole story was not to talk about the girl or not to talk about the house. It was that when I left, I was so pissed off about how rude that one person was. She was kind of like the team manager for our house, you know what I mean? Like she was the one who the bills were under her name and we all paid her, or the bills were under her parents' name and we all paid her and she paid her parents. Anyway, I stole the vacuum from the house, and the vacuum was there when we moved in. So it's like a vacuum from the 80s. It's like a very old, crappy vacuum. It gets dirt off the floor, but not the way like a Dyson would, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I was pissed off to the point that I took the vacuum with me when I moved. Yep, I took the vacuum. I stole it. And that vacuum is the vacuum I have right now. It was old when I lived with those roommates. It was already like a vacuum that we were like, I'm not using. Nobody used it. We had never used it in the house. The house was all hard floors, and the vacuum was just in the closet. I took it with me, and I use it here. That was 10 years ago when I took the vacuum from my university rental house. Was 10 years ago. And that's the vacuum I currently have. So basically, we're in the market for a new vacuum. Laura left with her dues, whether that girl liked it or not. That girl definitely didn't notice, because A, it wasn't even her vacuum, it was the house's vacuum, which was none of ours, and also, nobody ever vacuumed that place. Nobody ever vacuumed that place. It was all hard floors, so if anything, we swept. But I have a trashy vacuum now. It's okay, peekaboo! She's meowing so angry. I have a robot vacuum. Makes it way easier, Frida said. I get all hyper when I vacuum. Yeah, my dog does not like when I vacuum. We've got to go stare. No, you're awesome. Hopefully I'm out. This nurse is... I was trying to read that properly. This nurse is death staring at me. Very nice. We got 2 Roombas for both floors of the house. It's been so nice because we don't have to walk around. Yeah, that's nice, but also I feel like Roombas don't collect all of the dirt that I put into floors. Like, I get soil on floors. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't even hear myself think. I can hear the cat crying. I'm just gonna go say hi and make sure that she's not having babies right now. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna put Thunder on the chair so you guys can watch him. So talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, I can hear her. I can hear her going, ow! These long, drawn out, sad meows. One sec, I'll be right back, okay? All right, I'm back. Can I come sit with you? Can I come here? Come here. Whoa. So many feelings. Thunder, do you know how much we love you? Aww. Encore, encore, Thunder. Yes, he's a very good boy. He's such a good boy. Okay, not to be Vicky. Okay, not to be dramatic, but I would die for Thunder. Literally what my sister says every time she sees her. I need a robot for vacuum dog hair. Vicky middle range, not more than a Roomba. You think? I feel like I need something a little tougher than a Roomba, just because I spill actual soil and like pins and rocks and stuff on the floor often, so I need something like that. We don't have Nidos in any of our stores because we live in a small town, and also our horses, dogs, and chickens are very expensive as well. True. Thunder's the cutest. Sing us a song, Thunder. Sing us a song. Mwah. You beautiful boy. He actually can sing us a song. Thunder, do you want a little piece of cake? Speak. Speak. Thunder, speak. 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 It's close. Speak. Speak. Careful. Careful, you'll fall if you keep doing that. Speak. 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 Yeah, he's such a smart guy. He's so smart. Speak. Good boy. Speak. Good boy. He's so smart. He knows so many things. Speak. The cute way. Speak. Oh gosh, he's like trying to throw himself. Oh, sorry, is it too loud? Sorry, Jenny. Here you go. You can be done now. He can be done performing. The cutest thing I've ever seen. Do you want to see some actual of the cutest things you've ever seen? Because Thunder knows tricks and he's really smart. I'm going to show you a few. Let me just grab some dog treats. And by dog treats, I mean cat treats. But I'll show you a couple of tricks that he can do because he's actually like the smartest. Are you the smartest, Thunder? Where are the cat treats? Here they are. You want some treats? Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, let's see. The best spot for you to be is like, yeah, right there. Hold on. These. Okay, ready? You ready? Turn around. Turn around. Good boy. Sit. No, that's lie down. Sit. 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 Come here. Come on. Sit. There you go. It's so exciting. It's very hard to pay attention when you're very excited. Up. No, up. Up. You gotta hold it. Good boy. Okay, over here. Right over here. No, that's not what I said. Right here. Lie down. Lie down. No. Oh God. It's very overwhelming. Roll over. Nope, that's turn around. Come on, lie down. Roll over. Good boy. Lie down. Roll over. Good boy. Okay, ready? Speak. Wow, I mean, you did. Good boy. Okay, ready? This is the pièce de résistance. Bang! No, you gotta get, you're too excited. Thunder, bang! Bang! Good boy! Oh, he's so good at getting shot. Okay, and high five. Good boy. And give me your foot. Thank you. Other one. Thank you. Other one. Thank you. Then this one. Oh, no, just one. I just want one foot. Oh, give me your foot. Thank you. Thank you. Here. Oh, good boy. Can I have your foot again? Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you. Can I have the other one? No, other one? No, other one? Thank you. Oh, you're a good boy. Okay, and what else does he know? What else do you know, bud? Bang! You're supposed to be dead when you do that. You're not supposed to wag your tail and ask for snacks. Huh? You little troublemaker? That's enough for you. You already had your breakfast this morning. Okay, sorry. Love a bit of training. Good morning, Dave. Thunder can take all my money. That was the performance of my lifetime. Literally. That's every time that we play. We do that a couple of times a day so that he just keeps the tricks. Good boy. So we do that a couple of times a day just to sort of play, and also he loves food. So I'll do it with sweet potato pieces, like just cut up sweet potato. I'd pick up that box of treats. He won't go for it. He's very skeptical of plastic items. He doesn't like something like this. If I put it near his bed, he wouldn't lie in his bed. He's like very skeptical of like plastic. He won't go for those treats. Smart and cute, just like my dog Duchess. Such a fun name, Duchess. I'm gonna see if I can teach her to not rub up against the couch. Oh, totally. Loaded with hair and probably greasy just because from living her life. How do you train a dog to be quiet at night? I don't know. Thunder just sleeps at night. That's how I do it. I just make him go to sleep. Although, to be honest, Thunder's quiet most of the time. Just when he's, if someone knocks on the door, or if I ask him to speak, which I do every day multiple times, just so that I'm trying to make it so that speak is only something you do when you're asked to. He hasn't figured that out yet completely, if I'm honest. He's still, when people come to the door, very loud. What a smart little man. I'm so proud of him. This is the best day ever. Alexandria, every day with Thunder is probably the best. Laura, are your legs and knees and feet okay after all the kneeling on the floor? Heck yes, they are totally okay. If I were to have sat like that, like yesterday I sat with my legs crossed and my elbows on the floor petting the cat, and when I got up, my neck was like a broken, just remembering how stiff it was awful, and my knees and my hips were in such pain. Sitting with Thunder for a couple of minutes won't do anything, but I was there for like 2 hours on the floor sitting. Why did I sit cross-legged with my elbows on the floor in front of me? That was not ideal. Ooh, Wichita Falls. Honeydew Melons. Hello. Welcome. Wichita. Cool name. We do most of our tricks on our walks, except nose, which basically means come and stop barking at the bypassers, which she has to touch her nose to my hand and gets treats. Oh, that's so cute. What an interesting hook. Indeed, it was a gift, but you can get them on Wish or Amazon, or, I mean, both of those are bad options. I know that Amazon and Wish are both like corporate evil, but you can get them on, they're available. Like if you type in like fancy crochet hook, it'll come up. We know this because a lot of people have found interest in these hooks in the last year. But yes, they were a gift. I got a whole set gifted to me. And they're just the only ones that I use because they are ergonomic. See, it's like wider at the top. Anyway, she was in heaven and made nosy tracks all along the walk. That's so cute. Thunder hates the cold, so we have to do a lot of our playtime and exercise time inside because he just won't participate when it's cold outside. He's very excited to get back inside, so it's very hard for him to pay attention for tricks and stuff during the winter time. So that stuff all has to be done inside. He still goes outside for walks and for pees and stuff, but not to the extent like in the summer he'll just hang out outside with me all day. We have to do our tricks in our house because both our dogs will go after the horses. Oh! How many horses have you got? When I was younger, I really wanted to be a person that had horses. And the older I've gotten, the more I've recognized how expensive and time-consuming it is to have horses. And maybe if you already have a farm and like a hay field, you could manage on a lower budget, but like, they're an expensive animal. Have you ever made Thunder a sweater? Alexandria? I've made Thunder more sweaters than I've made people. For real. I've made many Thunder sweaters. Many sweaters for Thunder. I've got quite a few tutorials on this channel actually. If you search dog sweater when you go onto the like main channel page, That's like, Vicky, all of us here are horse people. There's a lot of horse people energy. I'm glad that Vicky, I hope that that's what you mean when you say that. I hope what you're coming from is that reference of horse people energy. Makes me laugh. But what am I trying to say? What was the question I was answering? Sweater for Thunder. He has lots of them, yes. It's warm in here right now, but he always wears a sweater outside. Yeah, definitely check them out. A lot of them are really easy and super easy to upgrade them to a bigger dog or downgrade them to a smaller dog. We had to board them at Centers at first and then moved to our previous property. Now they are where we live now. That's nice. I'm a cat person, not gonna lie. That's all right. I feel like cat people are good people. A Labradoodle. Her breed is adorable, Dave. Oh, yeah, her breed is adorable, Millicent. A little doodly doo. She's so cute. So little. She's so much smaller than I thought. When you see pictures of her, she looks like a standard poodle, like, I don't know, like a 50, 60 pound dog. And then when you see her in someone's arms, the context completely shifts. Oh, hey, by the way, friends, don't forget to like the video while you're hanging out. If for nothing else than for Thunder's adorable dog tricks, you should click the like button because Thunder's very cute and he earned your like today, I think. Don't you think? I think Thunder earned the like. She's medium, a small medium. She's definitely a small medium. Like, I know Thunder is like small, but I would say let's put Thunder at extra small so that Millicent fits at small medium because she's definitely little. Again, for those of you who are like, what are you people talking about? I don't know who these people's dogs are and what's going on. All of this discussion happens inside of our group Discord, which we have just, it's like a last minute Laura group Discord. You could talk about crochet. We've got all different topics in there. And basically it's like a little Reddit just for us. So there's all these different topic threads that you can participate in. We have one for our pets. We have one for wild animals. We have one for drawing, for crochet, for tutorials, for my messages. Like if I want to say like, hey guys, I'm going to go for a bonus live today, come if you're free. That's where I put that information there and on Patreon. So if that sounds like something you'd like to participate in, check the link in the description to the Patreon because it is available to all of my patrons. I like to pay untithing tribute and servitude to Thunder. His aesthetic is everything. Vicky, I like your energy. And if you ever are in the Southern Ontario region, he's here. He's waiting. Is CJ with you, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just noticed he wasn't on the dog bed. Millicent is 3 Thunders. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so then let's put Thunder at... No, he would have to still be extra small because there's way smaller dogs than him. My lord? Yeah, Thunder is my lord. Yes, pay Thunder and likes. Dave, CJ's been doing a lot better, but yesterday in the afternoon, his nose was plugged up again, even though he's still on steroids. He's done with his antibiotic treatments, but he's still on steroids, so he's okay, but yesterday I noticed he was a little lethargic in the afternoon, a little more so than he's been in the last week. The last time we went to the doctor with him was December 20-something, question mark, in that sort of a zone. And he was not well, and then he sort of came up and was doing a lot better. He had gained some weight. He wasn't so dehydrated. He's a little dehydrated last night when I saw him, when I did his like check. So I ended up having to give him 3 syringes of food, like, I call it force feeding because it is, I bring the food straight to his face, but it's just like you squeeze the syringe of food at the corner of their mouth and then they eat. It's like, it's not like I'm sticking something into the back of his throat. It's just like you put it at his mouth and he just eats it up. So I at least know that he ate a little bit yesterday because I didn't keep track of it. I didn't notice. So CJ better live up to the name Thunder at one point last year. But bless him, glad to hear he's doing better. Yeah, he definitely used to be a lot more of a little spitfire, a little lightning bolt, that cat. He was mean and fun, and I didn't mind his meanness because it's funny, because he's a cat, so it's like he can't actually hurt anyone. He can give minor injuries, but he's like not, he's not actually dangerous. So like other people are scared of him, but I'm only scared of him at night, right before I go to bed. If I'm not wearing pants, he used to be underneath the bed waiting to grab your legs, like a literal monster from your childhood. But he doesn't even do that anymore, so I'm not scared of him at all anymore. I would like for him to gain some weight and to get back some of his sassy energy, but at the same time, I'm happy that he's feeling better. He's definitely feeling better, which is important. The weight gain is something I'm really hopeful for, but more important to me is that he's feeling better, which currently seems that he is. Love that little guy. Even though he's like demon spawn, like he's just, but he's not anymore. Now he's like a cuddly kitty. He's literally sitting on Alex's lap sleeping right now. But get back to work now, but lovely to see you all. And you too, Dave. Have a great rest of your day. Anywho, poor guy, what happened? Rosie, he's 15 and he has cat herpes, which is it's like a common thing for stray cats to have, but it's basically, it's a virus like herpes, but in humans it manifests in herpes. In cats it manifests in upper respiratory infections and colds, like sneezing and coughing, runny eyes, that kind of thing. And it's kind of like it fluctuates, so it'll get worse and it'll look like they're sick, and then it'll go away and they'll look better and it'll come back. So for CJ it was kind of like in the winter he would get a little bit more sickly, not like sick, just less. He wasn't thriving in the winters anymore, maybe 2 winters ago. And then over the last year, maybe even, no, it's been about a year now, I would say, he's been on a slow but consistent decline. And in the last 4 months, it's gotten a bit steeper, the decline, and he hasn't really come back up very high. It's kind of like he'll get sick and then he'll go on antibiotics and steroids and he'll come up a little bit, but not as good as he was before. And then he'll go down and then he'll go on antibiotics and steroids. He'll come up a little bit, but not as high as the previous height. So he's kind of on this like downward slope. But the last time we were in at the vet, I was kind of starting to be, I was thinking he wasn't gonna make it because he's lost a lot of weight. He's very skinny and he's old. And the vet was like, he's very skinny. So he's now been on, I forget what it's called, acute diet or something, or it's like AD is the type of name for the cat food, but basically it's like very high in fat. It's for like emaciated cats, and I have to force feed it to him with a syringe in order to help him gain some weight. He's started after the 14 days of antibiotics. He was on antibiotics for 10 days. Then they upgraded him to a different type of antibiotics for 14 days, and he just finished that the day before yesterday, so he's currently not on antibiotics at all, just steroids, and his steroids, he's on them for a month. But he's been eating crunchy food, which is good, because he hadn't been doing that for like 2 months, and now he's eating crunchy food, drinking water, but he's just not, like, there isn't that oomph in him right now. Duchess is very thin and she's really interested in eating her food even when I'm around. Yeah, with CJ, he'll eat a little bit when I pet him while Thunder is eating. Like if I serve Thunder his food, because Thunder doesn't free eat, he would just eat until he died. So we feed him in the morning and at night. And when I feed Thunder, I'll stand with CJ and just sort of pet him and he'll eat a little bit. But for the most part, he's sleeping a lot. So you can't eat when you're sleeping, so I have to wake him up a bunch of times during the day just to see if he'll eat anything. That's unfortunate, but I'm glad he's feeling better. Me too. My old cat lived to 18, so I understand. Yeah, it's not ideal. My buddy found a kitten with a goofy eye, probably a gooey eye, and they took him to the vet and it turned out he had chlamydia. The cat is doing well now and I wish the absolute best for your kitty. Thank you. I was barely able to get her to eat just a little bit yesterday. Galactic Male, give her, like make a fried egg, like a sunny side up egg, and then give her the yolk. That's what I was recommended, was to try giving them egg yolks. And by recommended, I mean, I'm pretty sure a YouTube video with a vet told me. It wasn't like an actual recommendation. It was like a vet on YouTube said that. So, give that a shot. Yeah, well, herpes in cats is a specific to, like, cats can't give humans herpes and humans can't give cats herpes. They're separate viruses. You know what else I learned yesterday that I think is really interesting? Fleas are specific to their host. No, lice is specific to their host. So lice that's on a cat can't survive on a human. Lice that's on a human can't survive on a cat. Fleas can jump on everybody, but lice, because cats can get different, like lice and fleas. Peekaboo had lice and fleas when we got her, and the chickens get lice. The lice that they have can't live on me. The lice, isn't that weird? I thought, because they look the same to me. The lice that I've seen on the chickens, the lice that I saw on Peekaboo, to me they look the same. But apparently lice is specific to the animal that it hosts on. Like its host is the only host it can be hosted by. Interesting. Weird. Something I didn't know. I was just looking at things that kill worms in cats, and a lot of them kill fleas. So that's kind of interesting. Dang fleas. Little jumpers. It is weird, totally, Vicky. I wonder how many mammals can get lice. I think all of them. I think everything can get lice, but it has to be the lice that it can get, question mark? Like you can only get your type of lice, but I think everything can get a lice. A lice, a louse. There's a type of lice for everything. They must have their own breed of lice. That's so bizarre to think though, isn't it? Okay, I think it's time for me to start decreasing on this sleeve. I have to make it a triangle shape so that it fits into the hexagon. And the hexagon, I don't know what angle a hexagon is at. I guess I should find that out so that I can make this angle the correct meeting angle. Does that make sense? What angles are hexagons? Google, so good at figuring out what I'm trying to say. 120 degrees. Okay, let's see. If that's 120 degrees. Hold on. If that's 120, 180 is a straight line. So 60. I need 60 degrees times 2. So I need it to be 120 degrees of a hexagons are 60 degrees. It says on line 120. Oh, the opposite part. Okay, so the hexagon, like, I'm going to show you what I'm trying to say because I know what I mean. And I'm pretty sure I'm right with this. So this hexagon, excuse me, yarn. This hexagon is going to be the body piece of the sweater. The sleeves are going to attach to one of the hexagon sides like this. So I'm going to have the bottom attaching to the point here, and then the top of the sleeve attaching to where the neckline will begin up here. So I need to decrease my triangle, but I have to do it for the whole thing, if that makes sense. So I have to do basically this, and if this angle is 120, then this angle is 60, which is only half, right? So if I'm doing the whole triangle, that would be 120, right? Right? Yeah. I think, so I'm making 120 angle. So really, if 120 is that angle, then I can use this as a template. I think. Pythagorean's theorem. No! I used Pythagorean's theorem to build something this year. Yeah, I think that is right. I think so. Hey there, Jenna! Okay, so what I think is the angle that this part of the triangle, this part of the hexagon is, I think this angle here is what I need for the sleeve. I think if I like fold that over, I can kind of use this triangle as a template for the reducing rows of my sleeve. And your total sleeve stitch number, 1 hexagon side stitch number. Oh, true, I guess I should check that. Yes. No, the sleeve should be 2 times, the total sleeve should be 2 times 1 hexagon side, because it's going to be folded in half, the sleeve. So let's see, not interested in doing geometry today. I'd rather go to my Algebra 1, which is actually happening. Fun. Okay, so 1, do I count the corner? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Wouldn't that have been nice if it was 50 though? 52. Now let's check what we're at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Uh-oh. Might be a little bit bigger for the sleeve. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Oh, right, it's supposed to be bigger, right? Because half of 2. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. Okay, so 86 is how big it should be. 100 though. So I didn't increase enough, but I'm already here. So I'm just gonna pretend that that's not a problem and we're gonna work on it. We're just gonna stretch the sleeve out when we're sewing it, that's all. We'll just give it a little bit of a stretch and nobody will be the wiser. It'll be fine. Actually, it might be fine anyway. Because if one side is uneven, I can just make that like the back so that the way that the sleeves are being held, it pulls the neckline forward. We're gonna make like a bird and wing it. Yep, that's what's happening. Yep, that's accurate. Oh, have a good rest of your day, Mail. Oh, bye. Is everybody leaving? I'm not leaving yet. I'm not done. I think that's right. I think so too, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, divide by 6 instead of 3. Oops, 120. Yeah, I'm not a mathematician, but I can do, you know, the basics. Frida, I'm here. Good, I'm glad. My throat's a little sore. What's happening? I wear a mask everywhere and wash my hands. And I also don't go anywhere. Why do I have a sore throat? Rude. By the way, don't forget to like the video. If you have a second and you haven't liked it yet, I would really appreciate it. That'd be great. Thanks. So now that I've figured out sort of what I'm going to do for this sleeve, what was the final number? 85? It's a weird final number of stitches. I think that's a good width though, 85 stitches across. It could be from taking, oh, from talking. Yeah, it could be from talking. I wonder. I do that all day. Oh, that's true though. 3 days in a row for like 10 to 12 hours of talking. That's quite a bit. You haven't seen me for a bit. Hey, Mary Kate. Thank you. My hair is starting to not want to participate in being a short haircut anymore. This morning when I showered, it decided that this is how it was going to fall. So this is what it looks like today, but thank you. It is growing finally. I have a little mullet. I can put my hair in a ponytail in the back, which I don't know how I feel about yet. I mean, I have been trying to grow out a mullet, but I also want to go to a hairdresser and have them like haircut me properly because, whoa. But check out my ponytail. This can all fit into a ponytail now. My little mullet. Yeah, it grew in way darker than it used to be, Frida. The last time I had my natural hair color, I have a picture of it. And I don't know why. Haircut is now a bean. What does that mean? A bean. How much is an engineering ring? Like I saw. Oh, such an engagement ring. Oh, there's an engagement ring on there. You know, the baby mullet life. Yeah, I want to have a baby mullet. That's the goal. What am I trying to search? No, on Facebook. That's where it is. Me. See your profile. See my... Is it one of my profile pictures? Wouldn't that be fun? No, it's not. It's definitely one of my photos, but it's not one of my photos. Facebook on phones now is very hard for me. I don't understand. I feel like it's my oldest photo. Nope. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just find one where it's like got me in it. Hold on a sec, everybody. I know you really want to see a picture of me. The last time... Oh no, this is even not my natural hair. Hold on a sec. Just hold on a tick. Here's my pre-dye hair. Before I ever dyed my hair... Oh god, look at my little child face. Before I ever dyed my hair, it was that color. Whatever you would... I would say it's blonde, but it kind of has like a warm tone. A warm blonde. And this is what it came back with after I dyed it for 10 years. Here's another picture of me drinking beer in Quebec at 15 years old. Because in Quebec, look at what I wore at 15 out in public. A tank top with lace on the top? Are you kidding me? Ugh, early 2000s, eat your heart out. Look at that burned straight hair. Burned straight. But check out how much straighter my teeth were because I had just gotten my braces off. Not so much anymore. Yeah, now it's definitely, I wouldn't put it as dirty blonde. I would just call it very sad, not dirty blonde. Wow, well done, Laura. Smart. Lots of words that you have. Oh, my blonde hair was cute though. And when I used to curl it, remember selfies where you would do things like this? Remember selfies like this? Aw, so fun. I went out in public to a concert. I'm going to show you the dress I wore. To a Regina Spektor concert, I wore this at like 16 years old. My parents let me leave the house. This looks like a nightgown. Look how short it is. Are you kidding me? Although I hated how I thought I was the fattest thing in the whole world at this time in my life. Look at my cute little leg though. Now I look at it and I'm like, girl, you didn't even know your knees are gonna get effed up next year and they'll never be back to pretty little knees. Don't worry about me, guys. It's just my life. I wore high heels to a Regina Spektor concert. Like, what drugs are you on? Who took this photo? Like, what is this? What's happening here? I wore stuff like that at 16. I feel like 16-year-old me just was so uncomfortable in her own body that she showed off her body to hide how uncomfortable she was in her body. No, it's a cute dress. It's just I was 16 and it was very short. And I went out to Toronto to a concert in a very short little dress. To be honest, not the last time I did that type of thing. But now I don't feel that way. I love this, by the way. This is like one of my favorite things to see on the internet now when people leave a comment and it's got this, because it makes me think of WALL-E. Like, and I do that, like, which makes me laugh. Well, it's Alex's. Oh, fun! Haircut is now a verb, i.e. get a hairdresser to haircut me. Correct. What? No. Get a haircut. You're all on my walk with me. Well, lovely view, Dina. Thanks for bringing us along. Haircut is now a bean. Yeah, haircuts aren't a thing anymore. I would like to get a haircut, but the world is on fire and therefore there is no way. Is this long enough? I think this sleeve might be done in terms of length. So I do need to start my decrease, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so dope. Look how cool that is. It's gonna be so cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a decrease. How am I going to do my decreases? I want it to be a pretty sharp decrease. So I can't just do like skip the first stitch, right? So I won't chain 2. I'll just turn. How will I decrease here, people? I need your help. I love that yellow stripe in it. Yeah, totally. So pretty. I like this yellow stripe. Is this the one you mean? Or do you mean this one up here or over here? Because I think I prefer the one that's involved in the blues and greens. It looks like a candy. Doesn't that look like a fruit by the foot or a fruit roll up? I'd feel like you could use it with the seam up. I feel like you could use it with the seam up. You think so? With the seam up. So that would be the opposite, right? No, it's easier with the seam down because then I can just make the top of the shoulder every 5 stitches. Oh, a decrease. What I want to do is make a triangle though. I don't want to just have it, like I want the edges to be a sharp decrease. Hold on. I feel like you could use it with the seam up, but I don't know how you feel about the seam at the top. I don't think it would work with the seam at the top because it needs to have the angle to fit into the side of the hexagon. Rosie, check out Brad Mondo's on YouTube. He's a hairdresser and has tutorials. I mean, but you already have the right angle. Hold on. I don't know if you're right, Rosie, but we can, if you're right, I could do some kind of cool thing to put the sleeves together. Let's see. So here is the body. I hear you out there. There's chickens making chicken noises. Okay, so if the seam is at the top, yeah, do you see the problem? If we didn't do the decrease and we just attached it with the seam at the top, the sleeves are coming up. I mean, it's not that bad though. It's just that the other sleeve, like this is only half the body, right? So imagine this is half the sweater, like that. I guess it's not that bad. I'm looking at it upside down though. Let me look at it right side up. Give myself a flip. That might actually, you might be onto something there, Rosie. Because it's going to be a slouchy sweater anyway. Rosie, I think you are onto something. Okay, and if I add a little more length, because I have more yarn to work with, it would just be like that, which would give me a little more room to have it kind of angle down. That's not a bad idea. It matches the drawing better. I'm totally into the whole Korean romantic comedy dramas. I like what? I did Ola's hair after his tutorial, not half bad. I do Alex's hair too. Hold on. You can decrease both ends 1 to 2 stitches, then do a normal stitch row. See, I think decreasing 2 on each end, what did I do? I think you're confused. I thought seam at the bottom, which means I need a triangle, but if I do seam at the top, I don't need a triangle. But then there's a seam at the top, which is not ideal. Like, it's not something I would necessarily do normally, because seams and whatnot. I'm gonna try my decrease first. Oh, it was Paula's idea. Sorry, Paula. I thought it was Rosie. I don't know why I thought it was Rosie. I think I read Frida's message where it said Rosie. Paula, I think the idea would work. I think you're correct. But I don't know if I want a seam on the top. So I'm going to try my decrease first, and if it looks terrible, then I'll just pull out and do not a decrease. So for a decrease, to try it first, I think you're right though, I think you're right that the seam would work on the top, but I don't think it would look as pretty. But you could make the seam a focal thing, so together with a different thread, like a stripe. Yeah, and do like a single crochet, like have the seams on the outside of the garment. I just feel like this could be such a cute sweater that looks like fancy enough. Do you think the seam on the top side would take away from its attractiveness? Because I like the fabric a lot, like how this looks, I really like, and therefore I know that if it's a comfortable, pretty sweater, I'll wear it all the time. And since I want to be able to wear it, will it be cute with the seam on top? It matters. What do you guys think? You could incorporate the seam with the design. What yarn are you using? It looks beautiful. Lucy, it's a yarn that, almost said Candace, a yarn that, come on Laura, pull it together. Nancy sent me. It's a wool nylon blend opal sock yarn. Isn't it pretty? It's called something like Van Gogh, or it's like an artist's, might be Monet this one. They're like after artists. Keep the seam on the top. It wouldn't be nice on the outside, in my opinion. Keep the seam on the top, but it wouldn't be nice on the outside, in my opinion. But then it'll be noticeable on the top. You could crochet the seam together and have it come over the shoulder into the main piece too. Like have the shoulder come up and then in turn go around the neckline, like both shoulders come up in a different color. So it's like a stripe going over your arms and shoulders in a contrasting color. And then I could do like the bottom part, because the bottom part of the hexagon doesn't have the rib stitch like this. I can't really see well, but this is a rib stitch like this. The bottom doesn't have that on it yet. That'll be the last thing I do, like around the bottom of the body part. I could do that in a different color too. I just want it to be very usable. Obviously I'll wear it anyway, like look at this sweater. So it's not like if it's not beautiful, I'm not gonna wear it. I'm just nervous that I won't like that style. You know what though? Maybe we should do it like a top seam. I haven't seen any tutorials with a top seam, like a top of the shoulder seam that's pretty. So we could probably do that. Or I could do it so the seam is at the top, but I could do like an embroidery chain stitch over the seam after, like as opposed to having the attachment be on the outside of the garment. I could just, I can't give advice. My gut reaction is to redo the whole sleeve going the opposite direction. Nope. That's a nope from me, Vicky. You're no longer invited to give advice, because that is crazy talk. Well, it means I can do another row with my sleeve if I'm doing it this way, so that's fine. I'm obviously joking, Vicky. Maybe leave a gap for the neckline, and yeah, match some ribbing to the contrast color. I think that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna do another row anyway of regular straight across. You could crochet the seam together and come it over the shoulder. What did Candace say? I would do like an embroidery chain. Hey, that's, yeah, that's what I was thinking when I said to make a visible stitch. An embroidery chain stitch, exactly, but with wool. Ooh, that could look good with the embroidery chain stitch too. That's what I think. Just to cover up the seam, because there will be like the visibility part, and then I could just cover it with some embroidery in like a single color, like just like black or gray, or like a single color. I think that's a good idea. Who'd have thought a seam on top of the garment? Terrifying. How will I attach that to the garment? I'll have to put the sides together first. Ew, that's gonna suck. That's not gonna be easy to put together. I'm not really used to making clothes, so I'm not much help. That's all right. I'm never used to making clothes, and I like making clothes. It's nice to kind of try and figure it out together, even if it doesn't always work out. I mean, we'll find out. And do shoulder seams the same way. No, but the problem is sewing the sleeve onto the body piece. What you usually do is you sew up the shoulder seams first, and then you lay this, the front and back piece, you lay it out flat, and that way you can put the sleeve into that space and then sew it on, and then you just fold the entire sweater in half and you just have a seam on the sides. So I'm gonna have to do the upside down basically. I'll have to sew the body pieces together to sew the arm in, and then the shoulders will be the last thing. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me either, so hopefully it all works out. Here we go. I think I'm just gonna finish up this row with you guys, and then I'm gonna call it a day for the stream because I have to feed the chickens. I imagine that Violet is sitting on the fence, staring at me. Not me right now, but staring in the direction of the house, waiting for me to come with the bucket of food. If I haven't fed them early enough, Violet sits on the fence and just makes noise, and then when I come out, she tells everybody that I'm coming, and they all get all excited. She doesn't escape anymore. She just sits on the fence, like threatening to jump over it if she isn't brought food. So I have to feed the chickens. I also have to go spend time with the kitty because I like to do that. I'm making giant granny square blanket. Oh cool, Minnie, that's awesome. I love granny squares. I wanted to make a granny square sweater. It just ended up turning into a hexagon granny square sweater. If you sew like that, you'll have to attach the sleeve seam first, then the sides, then attach the sleeve tube to the armpit. See, I don't think I would have to do that. I see what you're saying, like as if it's a sewn garment attaching it in. Hey there, Evie. But I think that it'll work as a flat seam if I seam the side together, attach one sleeve, seam the other side together, awkwardly attach that sleeve, and then do up the sleeve top seam into the shoulders. I think that'll work. I hope that'll work. Right shoulders, down the arm, all continuous. You mean starting at the shoulders and then working my way down the sleeve? Again, I think I would want that to be the last seam I do, because then I wouldn't have to attach the arm into the armhole after the fact, which sounds difficult to me. I guess we shall see. We'll see what works when we have all of the pieces done. I do love this fabric though, it looks beautiful. Hey there, Tracy. I'm working on the last shawl I was giving as gifts for a friend. Well done, almost finished. What shape? Triangle? Rectangle? Granny square? I should make a granny square shawl, like that you fold over and it's a double layer. That'd be comfortable. My throat is so dry. We had the humidifier on all night and everything. You could make a seam an accent color and add a bit to the hem. Minnie, that's what we were thinking about earlier. We were thinking about doing either some embroidery stitches over the seam to cover it up, or doing it with contrasting fabric. So yeah, that's probably the direction we'll go in. We're not there yet. I need all the pieces first, but we're gonna see what works, I guess. Ooh, I'm making one as well, Minnie, queen size. A granny square. If it's a queen size, is it gonna be a queen square though, or are you gonna rectangularize it? Okay, now I do have to follow the coming live streams to know how it'll turn out. Very curious. See, yeah, that was my plan all along. It was to hook you in and get you to subscribe and like the video, Paula. It was my plan all along. Maybe I always knew the seam would go on top. No, it was actually a good idea that you had those, so you should stick around so that you can see. A rectangle? Cool. So you're doing a granny rectangle then? I'm also making a shawl of squares. And I'm burned out and tired of it already. Vicky, that's relatable. Anytime I have to make multiples of anything, I hate it before I've finished. That's literally like my main reason for not making socks, is I don't like making 2 of the same thing. And everybody says, then do 2 at a time socks. I just haven't learned how to do that. I graphed it out, counted the number of squares needed, then made a pattern of them. That's fun. I want to see what it looks like in the end. Granny square. Oh, you're doing multiple granny squares sewn together to make a shawl. I thought you were doing one large granny square. Now I understand. I just be making asymmetrical tops now. Yeah, just make a lot of rectangles, but halfway through. Like this piece, it doesn't have shoulder seams because it's all one piece, the body. I just put a hole in the middle, like I did. I crocheted the first 10 stitches and then I chained like 50 and then the next stitches, and on the next row I like worked into that chain and it made the neck hole, but it's actually just one really long, this body piece is one long rectangle. 2 at a time socks are my nemesis. I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure out knitting, but socks are so pretty, and wool socks are like level 10 pretty. I think I'm gonna make another cup of tea. Maybe something softer on my throat. My poor little throat. There. Whenever I'm making purses or bags, I do the least sewing possible by just folding it in half. Yeah, always try to make a way to do fewer seams, because I never tuck them in right. They always end up coming out and showing. Okay, it looks like the sleeve might be done, I think. What do you think? You think it's done? I think it's done. Which means it's time for me to get ready to film the tutorial and write out my stitches. So, well, write out my stitches, then film a tutorial so that you can make it too if you want. So you know how many stitches I used for stuff. Anyway, friends, I'm gonna head out. Get my day started. That's all I've got to say, I think. Thank you for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Oh God, my posture is so unattractive. Apologies. Okay, information I should share with you. Do you want to stream this afternoon, or you want to just skip the rest of today and then get back together tomorrow? I will think on it and I'll let you know in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, then check Facebook, because I'll put it on Facebook and on Discord if I'm going to be here this afternoon. If I'm not going to be here this afternoon, maybe I'll come by tomorrow and we can hang out in the afternoon again, work on the sweater, work on something. And I love you all. Take care of yourselves, wash your hands, hug your fur babies, and call your friends, because if you don't call them, how are you supposed to talk to them? I don't know, I got nothing else to say really. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. I love you all, and thanks for being here. Bye!